Hello and welcome back to StarCraft as we jump right back into Direct Strike Commanders mode. We're here with the Dehaka Zerg Commander. And as you guys know, Dehaka is one of these stronger Zerg commanders. He's very well known for his late game capabilities, and frankly, he's quite known for some rather memes type strategies. We're going to be jumping right onto that train right now. So let's see what's going on here in the map. And it looks like my teammate is being a good boy and claiming the middle for his own. And, well, so it would seem that the opponents haven't spawned anything during their first wave, which just means that we're free to collect all of those good mineral, well, bonuses. And I just gotta keep up with the trend. So I went ahead and developed these primal worms to begin with, just so we can help out the teammate, but it looks like they don't need help. Until now. Go ahead and pop you guys right here. Clear out this Centurion real quick, just because we can. Didn't stop him from claiming the middle bonus, but that's okay. Go ahead and get our Devour and Intimidating Roar, as well as Primal Regeneration. Now, normally, we can't invest into more units once our wave starts. Dehaka is different in that we can get a third ability, mostly because it's an ability and not an actual unit, but that means we now have a third Primal Worm that we can spawn after the wave has begun. Isn't that great? It's a neat little trick you can do. Just get your Dehaka and then get his abilities and, well, power him up in the middle of the field. Looks like we'll be facing off against a Nova, so we have to deal with a lot of high-tech specialty, well, Terran units. And because we own the middle, I'm going to go ahead and invest into an extractor. One of the joys of having a team that works toward the middle. Unfortunately, we're going to be losing the middle here, it looks like. Unless he gets the shot off, yes. We will be losing the middle for a moment. However, 2 Immortals definitely cleans up all of this without any concern. Now, the question I have is, what is their Nova going to tech into? I think, well, we wait. Upgrading till tech level 2 is going to be the answer here. That way we can hard counter whatever the Nova tries to do. Wow. Alright, this is a little bit more evenly matched than I expected. Looks like we're going to have some ground units to deal with. The way of Hellbat Rangers and Marauder Commandos. So that's going to be an interesting mix to deal with. And I think the answer is just some air units. We can go for these super strong, well, Dehaka, for example. Just get them blow away everything. We can go for some of these super strong Mutalisks. Mutalisks are cheaper than Nova's Ghosts, so we can get them out, well, in more mass than the Ghosts, as well as survive their snipes with the Mutalisk regeneration ability. Once you hit level 2, we'll be able to get at least one of these guys down. Put it behind Dehaka. Let's put it behind the Dehaka for the moment. We can move them later if we need to. Just so Dehaka does a little bit more tanking than the Mutalisk will. But we get this guy out before the wave starts. Oh, no. So close, but so far away. Alright, in that case, we're going to invest. Actually, what level are you now? You are level 3. Alright, this is... We'll hold off on upgrading him, getting his abilities for the moment. Let's start upgrading our Mutalisks. That way they regenerate. And also... Okay, so once the Mutalisk dies, it shall simply respawn on the spot. Wait for it. 1 HP. Hey! 300 HP. And it could take out the Covert Banshee or whatever else it pleases. In this case, I'm going to put these guys down to help the DPS of my teammate's wave here. There we go. Just destroy these things. These things hit for 50 every shot, so that's not an insignificant amount. And we should be able to get a third Mutalisk out before the spawn of the next wave. Which means we'll be able to just kind of fly over everything and blow it away. Whereas last time they had to, well, barely survive our Mutalisk. This time we've got 3 times the amount of damage output and a little bit more. I'm holding on to these evolve points because once we hit level 5, we can get a couple of these at once. Actually, in fact, once we hit level... I think I could spend this one. Yes, I could spend this one. Get some extra regeneration on the team. Then the points for level 4 and 5 will go into these specialty units. Alright, let's go ahead and get these guys right here, doing some damage to things. There we go. Blow all of that away. Look at all these ground units just ignoring my air units. So it looks like we could just kind of stack up air units here. Perhaps invest in some Guardians, which are level 3 units. And then, well, kind of just dominate the sky. I realize that this means my teammate now has to deal with a couple ground units, but it also means that I can dominate the sky and force multiple waves of them, of their team, to deal with me, which is a great way of saying that makes the enemies very predictable. So now my teammates will have an easier time, despite them having to clean up a little bit of ground units. Are we level 3? Okay, so we have 1 point, and once we hit level 5, we'll be able to spend both of those, so that's still good. All these stalkers trying to keep up with Dehaka. Haha! You thought wrong. Alright, let's drop all 3 of these back here where they can snipe out that Nova real quick, because Nova's kind of a damage dealer. Don't want it sitting around. Haha, stalkers. They get to keep up with the Mutalisks. So they're going for the Strike Goliaths, which are the typical anti-air option for Nova. Unfortunately, Strike Goliath's special ability, the ability that makes them super strong, also has no effect on Mutalisks. So that's going to be a real nice benefit for us. Let's go ahead and stack all these guys in the same corner, actually. So just drop you over here. That way they stack up nicer. Focus down targets one at a time. We could put some guardians behind them. One more. Alright, so we're just going to get some upgrades on these guys. Here we go. Oh dear. They've got a lot of stalkers, and it's starting to pile up. Come on, you good? Alright, just drop these guys here. Help out with these stalkers, please. There we go. Start doing some more damage. Thank you, thank you. Mutalisk cleaning up these guys over here. Oh dear. This is cutting it kind of close. We should stack better than they do fairly quickly. Because these mutas, while they don't hit super hard, they live for a long time. And because they're air units, they can fly everywhere, just hit everything very quickly. Let's keep stacking these guys up. And once we hit a critical mass, things are to go very wrong very quickly for the enemies here. Notice that the enemy has built a lot of anti-armored units. This is one of the reasons why I've kind of shunned the idea of going for things like primal roaches and igniters. Mostly because most of my units are armored, which is a little bit of a concern if they're pre-designing their armies toward what counters me. If they're going to build things that, well, deals with the typical Dehaka wave, I'm not going to build a typical Dehaka wave and force them to rebuild and redesign their armies to deal with what I have here. Alright, snipe out their Nova. What? That's not Nova, that's the Strike Goliath. But you know what? That's one less Strike Goliath too. Just like that, we're kind of taking over their wave. Look at that. We're starting to hit that critical mass in the mutas, and, well, there they go after the Dragoons. But look how much damage they do to these Dragoons, guys. We're getting rid of them faster than they're getting rid of our mutas, that's for sure. Get a couple more of these. One more here, and one more here. Now that we hit the next level, we can get +3 armor in Dehaka, as well as let him detect things. So all of those ghosts coming out of Nova are not gonna help out that much anymore. Why is this Banshee still alive? It's not alive anymore. It is very swiftly dying. Reavers. So this is probably why we were getting pushed back so hard. Looks like one of my teammates has decided to, this teammate in particular, has decided to tech rush up to tech level 3 before getting a lot of things to help, well, suppress the enemy. Which is fine, because now we've got a bunch of Reavers, which are artillery units. That should help solve the issue. Now, these Raid Liberators are a time to upgrade the Slicing Glaive. Raid Liberators are a splash damage aircraft. Well, anti-aircraft, and it creates a little bit of an issue for us because these mutas like to bunch up a bit. Thankfully, these mutas have a lot of HP, so it's gonna be quite alright, especially with this Slicing Glaive that does plus 50% damage to aircraft. We are within their turret range, and it's kind of doing a lot of damage to our Mutalisks. Looks like we split up their wave sufficiently. We'll want to get up to tech level 3 soon-ish here, so we can start investing in Guardians. Force them to claim the sky. So let's just drop these guys here for now, because we're about to get more charges here. In fact, is now a good let's get this guy, just to get a little bit more upgrades, a little bit more power in aircraft, and then go straight to tech level 3. And one of these days, I'll stop doing meme builds, like, well, Dehaka aircraft, because this is totally not throwing my teammates under the bus. Alright. Yeah, looks like this Raid Liberator is getting obliterated. There we go. And now that we have primal mutas just free to rain death from above, and they will do exactly that. What's happening here is consistently these mutas are being attracted forcibly to the dragoons and getting within this turret range, and it's causing a lot of problems for the mutas because they die horribly to this turret, and it's not good for my wave. But you know, if it means splitting their wave into 2 pieces, that makes it easy to deal with. I suppose it is going to be worth it. Now, once we get these Primal Guardians don't have any like specialization other than just long-range air to ground. They don't do damage versus armor. They don't do damage versus light units. They have an ability that makes them do some light splash damage, but it's not a whole lot of splash damage. And we're going to put these guys right back here and start stacking them up and let them start doing all of their AoE things. And now once we can get this Scorching ability, that'll give a little bit more... Oh yeah, that'll help out the ground. Uh-oh. That's a black hole. That's their Vorazun ability. Fortunately, that just means our meters are all nice and stacked, and they don't have... Oh, they do have their air splash right here. So those meters are going to be sitting on top of this tower once more, just getting obliterated. But hey, you know, they can obliterate all the things while they're up there too. This is fine. Everything is fine. W on top of their Nova. Please focus down the Nova. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Let's start getting another one of these Guardians out for our next wave spawns, and then get the upgrade just to give them additional damage output. So the first upgrade gave them an ability, it's an actual castable ability, that does splash damage to the, well, targeting a very specific unit. The second one causes them to deal more damage, well, to shoot faster the longer they are in combat. So that's going to be a fairly significant bonus to all those guys. And because they don't have a lot of aircraft, or at least air-to-air craft, the only thing they have is this Raid Liberator, then the only thing these guys have to worry about is things on the ground, which they specialize in obliterating. You'll notice all these Strike Goliaths go away very, very quickly. And because these guys have range, they won't actually sit on top of this turret every single time. It's fine. Look at these guys doing their 40 damage every almost a second. Unfortunately, they don't have a whole lot of health, so once they start getting shot, they die quickly. But that's the kind of the point of the mutas. Have them go in front, and then the Guardians sit in back and deal all the damage they need to. And they act like a siege unit, so if anything happens, like my mutas manage to survive just by not being on top of this turret, then the Guardians will also live. And then the Guardians will stack with the teammates' wave, and then things go very, very wrong very quickly, because stacking Guardians is a very good way of just dealing massive amounts of damage very quickly. So it's nice. Well, for us. Let's go ahead and drop these guys right here on their Nova, get rid of all that sniping action, because we don't want any of that. Bye-bye, Nova. And there go the mutas. I should probably figure out a way of dealing with this. But hey, at least these Strike Goliaths are going away quickly. And now, these guys can focus on all this ground. Nope, they're going to target the Dragoons and the turrets, which I suppose isn't a surprise. Look at that special ability. You can see that there for a moment. This is fine. All of these things are fine. I noticed how before the splitting of the wave was not exactly helping my teammates. Now it's allowing my teammate to specialize a little bit and kind of hard counter what's going on. It piecemeals the enemy's wave. And while this is kind of a meme tactic, it also works surprisingly well. I'm going to go ahead and get the Primal Regeneration here. This will max that out and allow my mutas to stay alive that much longer. Next thing we want to be getting, well, at some points we want to be getting one of these Tyrannosaurs, which will significantly help the armor of all of my units. Because the Tyrannosaurs give a +2 armor bonus to all of my units, it does a lot of good work. Please focus the ground units, just shoot any of them. Alright, this is fine. That'll work. Just do some damage. Yep, they're focusing down the... Well, I guess they are siege units, so focusing down the turrets isn't that big of a surprise. Splash damage? Oh, almost took it out. A couple more of these guys, and we'll just be kind of obliterating everything super quickly. Oh, so close. I think it's time that we invest into a little bit more upgrades. Now, remember, Dehaka upgrades are extremely expensive because they work for both air and ground. Not sure which we need to invest in first. Probably armor. just because a little bit more tankiness on the mutas is going to go a long way to let our Guardians do the damage they need to do. I want to get rid of this Nova. Dump you there, and say goodbye to Nova. There we go. Nice. No more of those super snipes and taking down my Dehaka that quickly. Aha! All of you ground units getting stuck on Dehaka when the mutas are sitting on top of the turrets again. This is fine. Everything is fine. Splash damage, do it! Haha! Explode! I actually kind of like that ability. I never really saw that much use out of it before, but I guess that's because I don't normally go for dedicated Sky Zerg like this. It is quite enjoyable to watch how much chaos we're doing to all of these, to the enemy wave here. Now my concern is going to be Vorazun here, as well as these Phoenixes. The Phoenixes have so far been completely obliterated by the Mutalisks, but the Dark Archon's always capable of throwing a wrench into any plan, just because that's kind of how they're designed by force. They kind of absolutely destroy any hope of having a coordinated assault. That's literally their whole purpose. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Thankfully, it just looks like our Guardians are having a free pass on destroying everything. There we go. Oh, yes. All those Zealots getting obliterated by the Guardians. That's more like it. Now, will the Mutas live long enough? That turret? Nope. Nope. The turret does more damage than the Mutalisk can sustain, and so the Phoenixes will survive. Now, unfortunately, the Phoenixes will burn down all of my Primal Guardians. But, oh, actually, Phoenix is getting distracted by all the other things. Uh-oh. Yep, here come the Dark Archons, and suddenly the Guardians are shooting the wrong targets. Not a big surprise. Let us get one upgrade into Evolve Leap, just to let Dehaka get in a little bit faster. Alternatively, I could move Dehaka forward, but with the Leap ability, it does a little bit more work, I think. So we'll stay on top of that. Let's dump these guys right... Where's their Nova? Right there. Please shoot the Nova. Thank you. Bye-bye, Nova. Snipe that out, and leap forward. You can do it. Well, he doesn't need to. He's already punching all the things. This is fine. Now, the question I have here is, will these Mutalisks ever not be on top of this turret? Once this turret goes down, things are going to go very, very wrong for their team very quickly. Which is going to be good. And it looks like our Guardians are actually... oh, well, they're stuck in the endless space right now. That's unfortunate. Weird. Okay, let's get some more units out here. So I don't want to get more mutas because they're doing their job up until they're dying. And I'm saving up for this Tyrannozar, which will give all of my units additional bonuses. So we'll go ahead and get the Barrage of Spikes, which deals 100 damage to all nearby enemies. Also, this Tyrant's Protection, which grants +2 armor to all nearby allies. And then we're going to give this guy's attacks a 20% chance to stun, which is kind of good. Kind of very, very good. And because he's behind Dehaka, he should live for a little bit longer than, well, a lot. That's good. Dehaka, jump in, you do your thing, let the Mutalisks come out the back here, do their damage. These guys, there we go. So our next wave will be that much more powered. Where is the Nova? It would be dead. It got killed. This is fine. I'll just dump you guys right over here just to do something so I don't waste your charges. Then upgrade Zerg Primal attacks to level 2. There we go. Let this damage roll on through. Oop, Guardians getting taken over. Mind controlled. Aha! They live longer now. That's not a good thing. They're just gonna die instantly upon returning to the correct team. Where is... They've got a lot of stealth units here. All of them are stalkers, so it's not a big concern. Go ahead and dump you... Oh, where's the Nova? Right on top of the Nova, so they targeted first. Remember, units in this game target by proximity first. So that's one less Nova for us to deal with. I want to get the bonus damage. We're up to 45 damage per shot. There we go. And... oh dear. Now, I just wish that the mutas would target this bunker first, as opposed to just dying to it. That would be nice. Oh dear. Ooh. Ooh. We're actually got a few hits off on the bunker. It looks like it's all the splash damage ability. Uh-oh, here comes the Warzone. And suddenly, all of our units go away. Oh, not that big of a surprise. Let's go ahead and invest in a couple more Guardians, because they're not countering these guys yet, which is kind of a concern. Makes me wonder if they have a plan to counter them. Also, their Warzone hasn't built Corsairs. I think they're just not feeling threatened enough by my aircraft, so I gotta fix that. Gotta fix that problem. And in comes... Oh, let's go ahead and get another upgrade here. Involve Intimidating Roar, because just the AoE ability is kind of nice. Where is their Nova? I'll just dump you right here where the Nova should be. And suddenly I hear ghost dying sounds. Oh, there's the Nova. Bye. There we go. So it looks like our Tyrannosaur is dying before Dehaka. It is weaker than Dehaka, so it's not that big of a surprise, but I was kind of hoping it would live longer than that. I'm guessing just so many of these ground units is getting a little bit ridiculous. But I think now is actually going to be time to go into one of the other meme strats available to Dehaka. Just kind of mass creeper hosts. Creeper hosts, if you guys remember, are just like swarm hosts, but they spawn flying banelings instead of locust, which is kind of... I don't know who came up with that idea. It's bad. I don't know why you'd ever unleash that on the world, but we're just gonna start building a bunch of those guys. And it seems that our wave is actually lasting long enough to, well, sustain that kind of nonsense. So we'll just get rid of this guy here, snipe out their important units. Nope, missed, and shooting at the Strike Goliath instead. Rip opportunity. Oh well. At least these Primal Guardians are in range, and the Mutalisk is still being shot at by this turret. It's got so many kills just on the Mutalisk. Yes, burn it down! Oh, the Mutalisk went ahead just far enough that the Guardians aggroed onto the turret instead of the Dragoons. Now our Mutalisk might actually do something. So now is a really good time to be switching over to these Creeper hosts. Because, well, they're not going to have an opportunity to deal with them, because these Mutalisks are actually going to be living long enough to do some damage now, which is super nice. What was once a critical part of their wave is no longer present. There we go. 2 Creeper hosts have been placed down. Let's go ahead and get the upgrade from them. That allows Creeper hosts to target air units, which is super strong. And now that we have started the Creeper host, they're already maxed up. There's your Nova. I see you right there. Kill the Nova. Shoot the Nova. Nope, that's a Strike Goliath. Rip. I think one of them is shooting a Nova? Nope, it was shooting a Void Ray. Oh well. That round is out of tank. Yeah, it looks like Dehaka's not doing as much tanking as I would like. But that's fine. Alright, Primal Mutalisk. Now you can actually tank some more hits, which is kind of... Look how long they're living! Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I need to deal with these aircraft. Luckily, our wave is lasting long enough, its Creeper hosts can start to do their artillery thing, and in goes the explosions. Remember that these guys do splash damage, so things like Phoenixes that stack up a lot just kind of die horrendously. Let's get one more of these guys before the next wave spawns. And I think we're just going to kind of start walking over them. These mass Void Rays, very strong versus a lot of our wave here. Not strong versus Creeper hosts. Not strong at all versus Creeper hosts. And we're going to get to see the Creeper host go to their full potential. Look at this. Our first spawn wave of Creeper hosts is lasting its entire duration. That's just how tanky our waves are. Oh, barely getting wiped out at the end there. Just barely. The Creeper host, go in, clean things up, please. We need more of them. That's fine. We have plenty of time because we've got a Dehaka that lives forever, and a lot of Mutalisks that also kind of live for a long time. They're just gonna kind of face tank all those hits from very, very superior firepower for quite a while. There we go. Let's start stacking our waves again. Let's get another Creeper host. Dump these guys out because I haven't used them yet. They'll just do things. And allow Dehaka to hit air units. Next thing we're going to be investing into is more of this intimidating roar, just to get some additional damage output. The level 3 intimidating roar decreases the enemy's armor by 2, just flat 2, which is super strong. I'll upgrade to tier 4, it'll just become available. Where's your Nova? It is right there. Let's get you. Focus the Nova. Thank you. Goodbye. Creeper hosts. Blow that away. Creeper hosts expiring. Now that's what we want to see. That they are so entirely unable to penetrate our wave that our units are expiring. We are just the ultimate siege engine at this point. This line of Tempest has nothing on us. Haha. Actually, it does. That line of Tempest is quite strong. I'm genuinely surprised that our Guardians were able to get so close. They're just trying to focus down Dehaka so much. Look at that. We have so many of them that we're burning down their planetary fortress, and they're having a hard time stopping it. Now, this is the wave from my teammate that usually doesn't push very far. Not in small part by my own, well, lack of ground forces. But it doesn't die horribly, which is kind of the good part here. And then we get pushed back, and this wave also survives but doesn't get pushed back. And then my wave comes in and just starts stacking in all the beautiful manner. And I think my next wave here might actually just push for the win. Where's their... They have detection, so we're just gonna let this go. Dump these, get 3 on something. Just dump them right there. Just do things. Okay. Alright, Guardians, get in here. Creeper hosts, just start jumping on things. Thank you. Guardians, fly forward and hit whatever you do. Guardians do Guardian things. Finish off the last Dragoon, and then perhaps... Oh, no, there's one more Dragoon. Get a couple hits on the base. Get a couple... Oh, no, the Dark Templar! Or the Dark Archons. They interrupted things. Oh, well. Another Creeper host, please. Let's start stacking you guys all in this corner. Let's actually move you over to this corner as well. There we go. That way they all stack up nicely and do their splash damage. Not that they aren't, well, stacking with the other team and blowing things out of the sky repeatedly. This is going to be a serious problem because while their wave is stacking, which is a giant concern. I need to dump you on... Oh, they have no detection. Alright, just dump you guys right there. That's where their stealth units usually have been. And then in and amongst this wave. Go. I should probably use a couple primal igniters to deal with these nope, they're getting obliterated by the Guardians. That's what's going on here. The damage output on these Guardians, they really need some air splash at this point. Like, it's becoming a concern for them. It's been a concern for them. All these Tempests are here, and the Guardians are still alive. Like, why? Why do you let this happen? Probably because of these guys at this point. Alright, so let's put a couple more of these, or at least one more of these down before the next wave spawns. There we go. Can I get in a second one? No chance for that. Use these. Dump them right on top of their Nova. Okay, focus the Nova. Nope, they're distracted by Raid Liberator. This is fine. Alright, Creeper host, now is your time. Push forward, obliterate all the things. Or just a couple Strike Goliaths, that works too. But I think we might be able to finally push for the end game here. We already have some stacked Tempests. The Mutas are pushing forward. All we gotta do is clear out the Dragoons to let the Guardians... Oh, please hit the Dragoons. No, they're gonna go for the air units. That's fine. Alright, we've got so many... Look, the Mutalisks are still alive, and that's gonna be the end of this round. Alright guys, well make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're going to be doing a StarCraft live stream coming up here pretty soon and you don't want to miss it. So for now, I'll see you guys later.